This fall will be one of our major construction activities. We'll actually be establishing the new power to the building. So it's going to require a little bit of help from all the occupants because we're actually going to shut down the building power for an entire week. All the electrical service to the building is anywhere from 60 to 70 years old at this point in time. So you have power surges all the time. It affects people's ability to do work. What we'll be doing is upgrading all the way back to the main OG&E service and eliminate a lot of the problems that you guys have had in the past. What we're looking at is working somewhere in the ballpark of 1,100 man hours over the course of 5 to 6 days. We will have 2 shifts continuously, so we'll work 24-hour shifts to make it go as quickly as possible. But it will require all the power in the building being out, and that means nobody can come in, nobody can work. We'll support some of the very basic functions of the Capitol. Everything else will have to be off. This is quite a bit more intricate than just flipping off a switch in your house or turning off a breaker. Just the process of shutting down the power to the building we anticipate to take a couple of hours. We'll start here with where the OG&E vault is. They will de-energize the system, take a few hours to do that. They will also pull out all the old feeders to replace them. These existing switches will actually be removed altogether, and then these 2 switches will entirely replace it. So once we get these 2 switches established, we'll do 2 things. We'll connect them back to the OG&E service. That takes a pretty significant amount of work from both OG&E and our electricians. And then we will actually connect to the existing bus duct that runs overhead in the basement. After we get these 2 main switches set, which takes up about the first 48 hours of the outage, we will begin working on terminations to these main switch gears and main distribution panels here in the main electrical room. When you're talking about this sort of voltage, there's virtually no way to work it safely when you're talking about the terminations. That's why you have to completely shut down the power to do the work. When we do turn on the switches, when we do test them, the electricians and the OG&E servicemen will be suited up in outfits that are specially made to resist any sort of arc flash that may occur. Once we get all the new equipment established, get the new power turned back on, we have to go through a pretty significant testing phase. We'll have about 600 terminations to make over the 5-day outage. If you run the math on that, you take up about 4.5 days if you just take 10 minutes per termination. And then we can turn the building power back on and allow occupants to come back in. Through the course of this project, we're actually making the building as a whole more efficient. So everything gets retrofitted with LED lighting, even the historic light fixtures. We found a way to come back with the LED source lighting, which brings the power demand on the building way, way down. So overall, we are establishing new power service. It's essentially the same amount of power because the building gets so much more efficient when we get through with the renovation process.